According to the American Heart Association, 1 out of every 3 children aged 2 through 19 are overweight or obese. 1 out of every 6 are obese. In a study of children ages 5 through 17, it was found that approximately 60% of overweight children had at least one risk factor for cardiovascular disease. In addition, 25% had 2 or more cardiovascular disease risk factors. But cardiovascular disease is not the only long-term effect of childhood obesity. Childhood obesity can also cause type 2 diabetes, stroke, osteoarthritis, sleep apnea, or even cancer. On top of the physical effects, childhood obesity can also lead to social isolation.
My mom thinks ketchup is a vegetable, and my dad lives in the drive-thru lane.
Childhood obesity is on the rise.
Fast food,
Video games, soda.
they all play a role, but not the parents of America.
They can do no wrong.
You're putting these children at increased risk for medical illnesses that are significant, like diabetes and high blood pressure. You can keep your child healthy and with a lower BMI and make good choices, you can really decrease that risk.
Either they have a health condition or they have bad parenting.
Not taken care of.
I think that it could be genetics, but it could also be that their parents aren't teaching them healthy eating habits and having them participate in regular exercise. People think more about convenience nowadays than they do about nutrition.
I think because they're not active enough anymore, they don't go outside to play. They play video games most of the time. Their kids sit around and do nothing.
There have been many changes in society since today's children's parents' generation. With more technology, kids spend more time on computers and gadgets than they do with physical play.
It feels like I have to get a crowbar to get my kids off the couch.
You know, when's the last time you seen kids playing wiffle ball or kickball, street hockey, anywhere? This kid never goes out. He's in all the time. He's in front of his computer or his TV.
One of the most striking examples of this shift is the explosive growth of women in the labor force. With their increased participation in the workforce, women have had less time and often less energy to devote to their traditional role as homemaker.
We have 3 times as many two-earner families as we do single-earner male breadwinner families.
Mrs. Obama is promoting more physical fitness and healthier food in school cafeterias. She says 30 million American children get the majority of their calories from foods they eat at school.
What we don't want is the situation where parents are taking all the right steps at home and then their kids undo all that work when they go to school with salty, fatty foods in the school cafeteria.
With an increased availability of high-calorie foods and drinks in schools, the food available for children today is becoming less and less healthy. Also, healthy food is expensive, so low-income families tend to eat unhealthy foods because they cannot afford to buy anything better.
Your children are about to enter a world where they will be besieged by an industry that wants them to eat more. They will be thrust into a culture that fosters eating at every hour of the day.
The problem is that what kids see on television is almost all junk food. In fact, there's almost no nutritional food that's advertised on TV.
There's limited resources. I'm going to pick what I can afford to feed my family.
You know, to get to the grocery store and to find the healthier foods, then to have to prepare those foods and the expense, it's almost out of the picture for someone in my situation.
You know, unhealthy food is much cheaper than eating healthy, and the parents, you know, it's kind of quick and it's just easier. It's easier, yeah.
So much easier, and then not enough exercise and playtime.
Parents are more involved in what they have to do instead of what their children are involved in. Maybe more than they're stay-at-home moms anymore. Like when I was a kid growing up in the 50s, every mother on the block was home, and you went outside to play. Now, everybody's working, kids are in daycare.
We're so busy.
Yeah,
We're
advertising
so busy.
of fast food, just it's everywhere. You can't get away from it.
the busyness of parents, it's just, we're running around, we're going to soccer, we're doing this, we're doing that, let's just grab McDonald's.
What degree of free will do people really have when they're in a certain controlled environment? And until we can understand that there are large social and economic forces that predict obesity, we're never going to solve the epidemic.
Childhood obesity is certainly an epidemic in America. The media portrays this epidemic with the viewpoint that the parents are always to blame. Media sources question, if parents could keep their children of average weight and healthy 3 decades ago, why can they not do it now? Many changes in society and the world today have affected the ease at which a child can become overweight or obese, despite any efforts the parents may be already making. So instead of blaming the parents, look deeper into how society overall has changed the way children are raised.